Well, this wasn't on my bucket list anywhere for where to hide a camera on a smartwatch, but here it is. Greetings and welcome to smartwatchtics.com. I'm going to jump into the unboxing of this Android smartwatch with cellular capability. I've got a T-Mobile SIM in it here in the USA, and it's working like a champ. Going to press the button and turn it on, and while it boots up, I want to tell you a little bit about it. It's called the VWAR S9 Ultra. It's a 4G Android smartwatch with a real AMOLED screen, a retractable camera. Wait till you see it. You can get it in 4G with 64 gig or 2G with 32 gig, which is what I've got, and it seems to be pretty snappy. You got it in the North and South American versions, and there is a European and Chinese version, actually. Another version called the Ultra 2, which is not yet in USA and North and South America, but is in European and Asian. Same thing, titanium alloy case on that one, but pretty much the same overall watch as it is. In terms of specs, quick look at that while we're still booting up over here. Oh, we're up. All right, I'll get back to the specs. I want to show you this. Here I am in the compass face. Yeah, it's got compass built into it as well. But watch, if I pull out on this knob, oh, you touch the screen, you can change the colors. Yeah, it's great. Watch. Pull out. Touch the button or pull the knob, and now I'm looking upside down out of a camera. Where? It's right here. You see that little thing right there is the actual camera. And you can look ahead, you can look forward, you can turn it to look down if you want to, and of course you can reverse it simply by touching that button. He says, come on. There you go. And it flips it, so now it's right side up. Of course, I'll be upside down, but that's how they take care of that business about which way it goes. You pop it in, you're out of the camera, you're back to doing what you're doing. I love it. There, got to see it before you left. Ha, gotcha. Okay, back to the specs. If you are enjoying this one, I'm sure you'll stick with me for the rest of the video. It's got a full 180-degree telescopic rotating camera with no dead angle for video calls, photos, and so forth. Yeah, it does record video and sound as well. It's a 1-to-1 replica of the actual Apple, Ultra design, right? 2.04-inch AMOLED, high-definition, large-screen, ultra-low power consumption. Now, that's hard on an Android watch, but you should be able to squeeze a couple of days out of it. Hey, it's as good as an Apple Watch, right? Extremely narrow bezel, ultra-high screen-to-body ratio, and different visual enjoyment, obviously. It's got a real compass and pretty darn accurate, combined with a Pathfinder compass that lets you kind of lock it in and turn it so you can monitor your direction. Very cool experience. The screen supports multi-touch. You can pinch and zoom on the pictures, and it can be manipulated with 2 fingers, just like on a regular phone. You got Master Control 4-core processor. It's the S9 Ultra, Android 8.1, full touch screen. We told you the configurations, and RAM, of course, is going to be less because it holds the operating system as well. But seriously, 32 gigabytes is fine on a watch. If you want to pay a little bit more, get a little extra RAM, smoother, possibly performance, and 64 gigabytes of storage, you can certainly do that. It supports Wi-Fi, and of course, cellular. And that's why it's broken up into the different regions. And in the USA, like I mentioned at the beginning, it does support the GSM networks, AT&T and T-Mobile, at least for sure T-Mobile, because I got a SIM in it right now, and it's doing data. It's doing calls. It's great. 488 by 558 pixel resolution. Remember when Apple made a big deal out of Retina? Oh, well, we're past Retina now. It supports all of these different GPS types of location services. You got speaker, microphone, on and on and on and on. It's basically an Android phone, literally packaged in a watch environment. Now, as we go through this, I want to let you know some observations. Okay, instruction manual talks about the product. SIM card goes in the side, what the back looks like, some basics on sliding left, right, up, down. Can you see that whole thing? Here's how to put the bands on. Just your basic vanilla manual, just how to get started pretty much. And then they expect you to watch reviews like this one to learn how to use it. Now, a reset in your thinking about these Android watches. These are truly like an Android phone, not like the Android watches of the past, which were like an adjunct Android device that could pair to your phone for transferring data. You could do the keyboard on your phone and it would enter it on the watch, all connected together, an umbilical. This is not. These new breeds of these are standalone. There is no tethering app. There is no way to transfer the data over directly through Bluetooth to an app. You certainly can do it through the cloud, and I use the Google Drive all the time for moving pictures or whatever back and forth. This is talking about, and it's upside down, isn't it? Silly me. How you actually use this interesting camera. You got to pull it out and you can rotate it. You saw me do it. It's very simple, but it's new, very new technology, so they want to make sure they have a card in here to explain it. Also about putting in the SIM card and the key operations of how to use this as well. The charging dock, which we have to look at, has 2 pins on it. It's not the magnetic kind. So it is magnetic in that it lines up. It won't go on wrong. But when you get it the right way, it is not magnetically induced charging. It is physical charging. There's a benefit to that. These pins are open and it connects. You can get more current through this and charge it faster than you can with the magnetic style of charging. There are only 2 pins, not 4, so there's no way to transfer data back and forth through the USB as we've been used to in all kinds of Android watches from the past. Like I said, you got to think differently. You can make this thing connect through Wi-Fi or through cellular, and you can use a variety of different ways of transferring files back and forth. I'm using Google Files, works really good, and Google Drive. It's a Google Watch after all, basically. And with that, I'm able to really move things back and forth seamlessly. You got one button down here. This thing doesn't do anything. It's not a button. It doesn't twirl. So you have one button. This is where the SIM card is. So everything is done through one button. Let's go into detail on the watch itself. So the operation is a little different than what we're used to. You swipe down and we get all these different controls. You see that? That means I got cellular data turned on. Got Bluetooth capability and Wi-Fi. I wanted to run just off of cellular to confirm it works, but I'm also on Wi-Fi. So if I turn that on, it'll seamlessly go back and forth and use cellular when I'm out of my Wi-Fi zone and back into Wi-Fi. You've got a do not disturb or not here. You've got an overall brightness control. And look at this. I can get down so dim, it's barely visible. And there's a low power mode that has a special display on it that I'll show you in just a second. That's great at night. I can have it in bed with twist your wrist on. It can roll over, light up. I can see the time, and it's not disturbing at all. But if you have it super bright, of course, everything's going to be bright. And it can get really, this is actually yellow. It's looking white on the screen. It's so bright. I'm going to bring it down to about right here just to show you this low power mode. It's a ultra savings mode. And when I turn it on, it dims everything to that lowest dim, and it gives you this watch face. And when it times out, it goes back to black. And so you have this, and if you have the twist your wrist on, let's see if we can turn it off, it'll light back up again for a few moments and then go back out again. And you saw I have the brightness up pretty decently. You set the brightness before you do that, and you can set it to the level that you want. You swipe over to the side to bring yourself out of that. It reboots back into an Android watch, just takes a few moments, and then you're good to go with anything else that you want to do. I'm using this every night that way. It's super nice, super easy to do. Swiping down again, that was this one. I got airplane mode. This is all of your most recently used apps. There was Google Drive I was in just recently. There's Pi I was playing with, having some conversations, Google Assistant, and so forth. You can dump them all in the trash, or you can leave them there. Really fast and easy way to get to your most recently used apps. You got speaker control here. Your volume is a slider right there, and of course brightness control. So right on the screen, you've got control of all of your environment overall. Power level, there's my T-Mobile 4G HD SIM card in there. I've got a couple of bars on it right now. Very, very nice. Now, if I swipe to the right, I have two icons, the Google Play Store and phone. I don't know why, but that's what they give you. If you go to the Google Play Store, log into your Google account, of course, you can download any Google app you want to, and I've got a bunch of them in here to play with. Phone will take you directly into your dial mode, and you can start making and receiving phone calls. We did that. We did that. If I go up, I get messages sent to my phone, or sent to the watch, not from my phone, mind you, but from the watch itself, because it's like a phone. So this is your messages like you would on a regular phone. Swipe down from the top to see your messages. You swipe them up here and you'll get them right there. And they're translucent over the background. And then finally we swipe over to the left, and now we're getting into all of the apps. You can show these as icons in a variety of different ways. I have them in a list style, so it's easy to go through and look at them. Your phone gets you back into the overall phone. Here's your touchpad. You can put in the number, make your calls, and so forth. You've got messaging, so you can do your basic text messaging as well. You set that whole thing up. And then you've got camera. Now, when you turn camera on here, it literally is turning it on in the case itself. So I have to pull it out, of course, in order to activate it and see it and say hello to everybody. It's pretty darn clean. By the way, since we're in here, let's take a picture. Ta-da! And let's blow me up. Here we go. I can pinch and zoom and get in there to my, what do you like? My eyeball? I don't know. Pretty darn good resolution. It's not huge. It's a couple of megabytes, I think. But nonetheless, it's digital, nice pictures on this one. And of course, you can record some video. Here's a little recording of video that I want you guys to check out the quality of the video and the audio. Notice that the screen is made brighter through all of this. You could also take a picture while you're doing that. Oh, I guess I'm starting right now. Sorry, guys. It's recording right now. You see it up there at the top. And I can twist it around. Of course, it'll be upside down, and twist it back if I want to, too. Now I can stop it. Now I can bring it up. And now I can play it for you with video or files by Google. Interesting. We'll do always for the video player. Okay, audio is pretty low on that one. I'm not sure if we have the ability to adjust it or not louder than that, but that's what you got. You can't push it back unless you bring it to the forward position, and then it'll snap back in place and pop you right out of it. So you can manually go into the camera, but it'll automatically do it no matter where you are right there. Gallery would show us our overall pictures and videos. You got a built-in browser, but of course you can load Chrome or Firefox or whatever you'd like. There's your contacts and call history. Your overall clock is just like what you get on your Android phone. You've got your time in different zones. You've got a stopwatch and countdown timers and all of those things here, so you can use it just like you basically do on your phone. It's not just a lame little clock type thing. Come back out of here. We've got a sound recorder built into this one. This is the sound recorder. We're just going to do a quick test to check the volume out. I stop it, and I come back in here, and I can play it. This is the sound recorder. We're just going to do a quick test to check the volume out. It's really, really low. Sadly, it's really, really low. Now, I think, let's just jump back here and jump back here and come down to volume. We had the volume all the way up as well. So a weak point is the sound quality coming out of the speaker. However, it's an Android device. You got Bluetooth in it. You can Bluetooth pair this to your earbuds and use your earbuds to hear everything. So if you want to make a voice recording or something, you certainly can do that with the sound recorder, and then you could listen to it silently in your earbuds from your watch. No need to take your phone. This has nothing to do with your phone. You'll never be using your phone with this one. It doesn't pair to it. It doesn't communicate with it. It doesn't Bluetooth call through it. It uses its own SIM. So you can do a standalone with this one. You got your basic pedometer. It shows you your step counts for the day and your summary over the last week. Not really accurate as far as I can tell on any of this stuff. You've got a face unlock capability in this one, which of course you're going to need to use the camera. There's your basic file explorer that comes with it, or you can use Google Files like I talked about. Here's how you change the style for a list if you want. You can have icons with titles under it looking like that, 3x3, 2x2, and so forth. You can have round or circular or the wheel style. And I think there was another one before the list. Yeah, you've got your typical Apple matrix style honeycomb and then like that as well. We're sticking with this one right now. Makes this easier for going through. You see the planet up there? That's a wallpaper. You have ability to change that if you want to. You can go to just plain black or put in your own different themes now, or what the icons look like. And I guess that's it for the themes. The Google Play Store and Google Assistant is in this one, and Google itself, which will bring up the Google search capability, a built-in calculator, and of course you could add your own calculators, whatever kind. If you want a scientific calculator, sure, you could do that as well. It's an Android after all. You've got YouTube that I've installed on this, I believe. Here's a video player that comes with it. You've got a flashlight that is nice and bright, gives you full brightness. You can do flashing, okay, and you can change color. Interesting. And that's all here. You got breathing exercise for inhaling and exhaling and relaxing, and change your rate, duration, and sensation, which is like how it's going to vibrate and do those kind of things for you. More sophisticated than most because it has the capability of being an Android app. Your basic calendar, but of course a lot of you guys probably use a Google Calendar with your appointments and everything on it. Most likely, I haven't tested it, you should be able to install it in here. You may have to disable that one in order to do it. Here's your sporting activities that are available, not a whole lot of them, and haven't tested any of this stuff. I'm not big on these Android watches being good on sports, fitness, or heart rate, or blood pressure, or any of those things. They're mainly an Android phone. But here they are. You have heart rate capability in here. And of course, you need to cover the diodes. And it saw that I wasn't, so it wasn't taking a reading there. I have not been able to get the 24-hour charts to work. I've worn it all night. I don't get the readings on here. There may be a setting somewhere. Normally, you set that in an app, and that transfers to the phone, and it'll record your continuous heart rate. But so far, I only get incremental ones on all of these readings. There's heart rate, there's your music player, then there's blood oxygen, and that's using the red diodes, which is good because that's generally better quality. And it'll take a while. You'll get a reading generally in the neighborhood of 95 to 100, and your average. And again, it's supposed to be doing 24-hour, but I'm not getting that. And blood pressure, same kind of thing. Hopefully you've seen the review I did on a cuff blood pressure measuring unit, and encouraging you guys to use that type of a device for your blood pressure rather than these watches. A lot of watches are leaving it out right now. It's just an unproven technology to be able to get a decent blood pressure. For example, on that app, which I just finished doing today, I was about 143 over 70 some odd. Here I'm reading 107. it uses the green diodes. It'll give you a little marker, but you got to check the data to see if it's accurate on all of these biometrics. Alrighty, we'll get down to compass. First, I want to go quickly into settings. Here's your network and internet, and this is where you can set up Wi-Fi, your SIM, which is working fine. Your data usage is shown. You can do hotspotting. You can do a VPN. I mean, it's an Android phone. It's all there. Bluetooth display now, where you have your brightness level. You can have a nightlife. Nightlife, yes, have a nightlife. You can schedule it, or you can turn it on and off. Now, what that does is it changes it to that amber color. You didn't even know, did you? It looked like it was nice and soft and a light brown. Well, I like to run it that way all the time. Supposedly at night, this is softer on your eyes, helps you with sleep. You can schedule it. You can change the intensity of that brownness if you want to. I love it. It's really, really nice. And I just keep mine on. You can set the sleep time for as low as 5 seconds to as much as never. Yeah, I'm not kidding. If you don't care about battery life, you're just going to use it for a few hours. Sleep never. Why not? Default font size, you can play around with that, and it'll show you what it's going to look like and so forth. Advanced gets you into display side. Be careful with that. You can mess it up to where the touch points don't match up with the display, and you get yourself in kind of a weird matrix that you can't get out of. But you can play with these. Twist your wrist to see the time. You can press your palm over it to turn it off. And you have this suspension touch. When you turn that on, you get this little dot that lets you get into all of these things quickly. And that is fun. Yeah, that's for another day to play with that one. But that's built in. Really, it's built right into it. Sound adjustments, audio profiles, security and location, your overall GPS location, app management. This is where you can do your different apps and do things with them, right? Your permissions and all of the stuff that you normally do on Android. Your storage shows that we are using as it sets everything up. We have used 6 gigabytes out of the 32 that this comes with. So plenty of extra space, and it'll show you how much you've got in all of these different categories as well. Your file management, your overall software version. This is the model number, and system version 8.1 is in here. You can reset it. Power management again. There's lots of different levels of power management. Your last full charge, battery percentage being shown, sleep never, so forth, so forth. I mean, I don't want to teach you guys Android right now. We're just running through typical Android. You can set your power off on this one to shut down right from there. Of course, you can press and hold to do that as well. And then you even have more settings for your date and time, language. You want to see, okay, your overall language is available in here. Oh, this is for actually downloading the language that you can use for it to speak with you, I guess. Well, anyway, all of that stuff is in there, and that's all in settings. We're going to keep moving on. We got the compass in this one now. This is where you have the overall compass. Normally, you have to do a little pivoting around to get it to calibrate, but you have it right here. It shows you the more or less direction and then the actual approximate reading, and you can select colors. I'm not even sure what I'm doing there. I'm touching that thing, and it's changed to red, I guess. Yeah, you can alternate it and change it to show it in different ways. A lot of stuff you can do with the compass. Oh, I swiped up, and it shows you this. The angle differential from the angle that you went in and set that at, apparently. And you can finish it. That's that special technique they've got. Pi, our AI, I've got Pi in here to play with. If you haven't learned about Pi, watch some of my other reviews. It's a fun little assistant, pi.ai, if you want to play with it on a computer or something, or your browser in your phone, or download the Pi app, which is what I did right here. I got Google Drives, Google Files, Maps to Go, YouTube Music, all these different things are in here. I've been using display brightness where I can control the brightness right from the screen. I got Koi Pond, just odds and ends of things that I've downloaded to test the watch out. So it supports individual apps as well. And if we have time in another review, we'll play with some of these in more detail. You've seen a lot of them already. My favorite types of stuff. Organized drawer, you guys should definitely know about this. These are all of the apps on the device in alphabetical order, set up so that I could easily scroll through them. It's kind of a launcher substitute, but not really. But if I want to get to something real quick, it's a great way to do it without having to go through any of the ways of displaying all of your installed stuff. I can do GPS testing on this one. We've done that before. And let's play with the speed test, because I'm on T-Mobile right now. Haven't even shown you this on Wi-Fi. All of this is coming to us on T-Mobile. And I haven't done this yet. And we're ready. So begin test. And this is what it looks like. Testing the ping. And hey, not bad. 10, 20. It's pegging around 20 megabits per second download. And then upload is non-existent. Okay. No, it's waiting. Oh, there we go. It's bouncing up a bit. So decent speed. I mean, it's not screaming. And when you think about it, this is with a compressed antenna inside of a metal body. They've done a lot of research and engineering to make this work. I mean, when's the last time you saw an Apple Watch do cellular by itself? So I'm very impressed. That's very decent data signaling for a standard SIM card in this watch phone. Truly is. All right, just a bunch of other things, weather apps. You can even call up webcams from around the world, like the Abbey Road one, or Hawaii, or Spain, or whatever you'd like, and it'll play that stuff live webcams for you right here. There we go, New Orleans right now. How's that? Shows you some pictures recently. Let it settle down, and there, we've got a live screenshot showing of the of that particular area. So really fun, full Android watch, full Android phone. There's some more happening. And this is just a few apps. You could just load this puppy up with apps if you want to. So we've covered everything. You've got all of your controls up here. You've got a pull-out tab there. You've got all of your apps that appear here. You've got your notifications sent to your phone here. And that's not a button, but this is. If I press it, if I long press it, I can shut it down or reboot the watch. So let's finally take a look at the watch faces themselves that are installed on here. Here's what the watch looks like on. Very typical to what we've seen in the past. Not much difference there. It's a lot internal what we're seeing. So we have this particular face. By the way, it has these touch buttons on here. This is coming into the time where you could set alarms or anything. And then this one is your step count information for the day, how you've been tracking on that. You got a little rotating animation in here. When you press and hold, you can switch faces. Here's a classic design with this rotating, wavering time display going on. Analog watch face. This was digital and analog. You've got this classic one as well, where you can change different colors and all kinds of different aspects of it, showing your power level up here. These don't seem to be active buttons on here, but you do have that image. Here's a couple of more. There's another analog one that's full animation in it. And again, these watch faces are all stock faces. I have not attempted to put the clock skin folder and see if it would run standard faces or not, nor do I know if it would work with Universal Launcher. You've seen that one as well, that one. A lot of these are very similar. Here again, we've got active buttons for music player if you wanted to, which we didn't actually show you, but that's what this looks like. And if you have any music installed, you can play it.
We're just going to do a quick test to check the volume out.
Okay, that was the video I shot with me speaking, or the voice recorder on here, and other buttons as well. Then you've got another digital one here. Like I was saying, I don't know if Universal Launcher will run on here or the faces that run on Universal Launcher. This is a static kind of a face. You could change the background picture, I believe, on here. So a lot yet to learn. Each of these Android watches takes hours and hours if you want to dive really, really deep. Here's a color palette that's showing you the time. We'll let a lot of other people do that and report down below in the show notes as to whether the watch faces are working and how you would implement them. This was kind of cute. That's another analog face going around. So some cartoon ones. This one's a nice one. It shows you your power level and step count. Analog face with lots of color to it. It coordinates well with the orange band. Solar hour hand. Here's a transformative one. You touch it and it'll change into different faces. Come back like that. And let's just keep moving. There's the same thing in dark, different color. This is aligned well to the dimensions of the particular watch. And yeah, the colors are really nice. So it's not a round face in a square watch, which typically we run into. These have all been designed to work well with this rectangular format. And there's another picture style. Here's one with a dark background, so if you want it at night, you could use that one probably. Basically, your choice. There's no plus button, there's no server, there's no other way you can add faces to it through the internet connection. It's basically something you just have to use the stock faces, or hopefully can use custom faces if they'll work through a outside installation. Like I said, you can connect through Wi-Fi or cellular and transfer data from a cloud like Google Drive, OneDrive, those kinds of things, even Dropbox, to get them onto the watch. Music, sound files, videos, no problem. Clock skins, don't know. If you guys do know, please let us know in the show notes, or head on over to fullandroidwatch.org, and maybe they'll open up a blog on this particular unit and cover watch face designs there. Once again then, it's the VWAR S9 Ultra 4G. It's an Android smartwatch with AMOLED screen, retractable camera, 2 different sizes, and a really decent price. We're looking around $80. Check and see if I've got a discount for you in the show notes. The version 2 of this, the Ultra 2, not available yet in the US, but in Europe and Asia, it's available with a titanium case around it. Few dollars more. But for right now, this is what's available. You can get it in some different color combinations and, again, the 2 different sizes. And I've got links in the show notes for you to take you over there. They also have some other designs that have this pull-out camera. So rummage through the store, see what you like, pick up the one that works for you, and have a fun time with it. Thank you guys for watching. It's nice to have an Android watch back again. We'll see you again soon.